Hey, what's going on? This is BMT. I'm not going to be here too long because I got a lot of things I'm dealing going on right now. But I keep getting hit about this 94 crime bill, and I put up there the picture of Bill Clinton. Put up there the picture of Bill Clinton, and I'm very interested in that picture of how a lot of people, especially in this space, I I I think people I think people are just stupid to no end. And you're gonna get I know I'm gonna get a lot of people gonna well let me go look at it and they're gonna be the best social media scholar. But I don't need to be no scholar. What's going on, Lil Wisdom? I don't need to be no scholar. I don't need to be no wisdom. I can speak from just history. I don't know why we acting like the '90s was such a glorious um pandemic for blacks. Heck, from the '80s, I was an '80 baby. Why are we forgetting that we had it really bad with drugs and crack? And I get y'all want to say, well, the CIA put it there, and I honestly can give a rip because I'm looking at it at how many people were being shot and killed. I remember very instantly, and I'm talking from my own thing, that literally we had it where it was really bad. See, that's the thing about it, and I got to call out the conservative side on the right side because y'all were not so long ago praising Kyle. See, this is why I say these social media will really make you stupid. You got to really take a break from it. Y'all make it seem like there aren't gangs running throughout the urban community. Not black women running gangs, black men and black boys running around shooting up any and everybody. Why are y'all pretending like these things are not and were not happening? They're still happening today. Y'all got so much smoke for that bill, and I gotta be honest, man. Like I'm not sure if y'all have ever seen a funeral shot up, but I have. A funeral getting shot up. My baby, he didn't know better. He didn't do nothing. Stop. These same dudes run around saying they're conservative, but they got smoked for a crime bill. Well, it was putting away black men. Well, guess what? Guess who was doing guess who's being doing the big damage to the black community? You're talking about divesting to another community, but when the people in your own community were doing damage, but there was a bill going after the people doing damage. Hmm. It increased the welfare state. Last time I checked, people aren't asexual. They can't make babies by themselves. Well, the women they're choosing, dude. How old are you, dude? The majority of y'all conversations wouldn't be about doggone. Now I'm watching the men and women. They got these dating conversational channels about sex and doggone learning how to be sexual stuff. Wait, I don't get y'all. So y'all say we have a baby problem. Y'all complain that we have an abuse problem. We got mental health problem, but y'all still talking about sexual gratification and having sex. Well, divest. Okay, so you want to divest. There we go. But I'm gonna be real quick. I'm gonna be real quick. But see, if you start paying attention to what a lot of the people are saying, especially in these spaces, a lot of them you're starting to see that they're really getting caught in their own web of weed. That some of them were actually part of it. They're just back. And you can tell the people who are really actually connected to like reality because listen to what they're saying. Obama didn't do nothing. Okay, Obama didn't do nothing. I didn't know was Obama supposed to specifically run up inside of your city and do something. I didn't know. That's Bill Clinton's era. Around Bill Clinton's era, y'all voted for him twice. You voted for Bill Clinton twice. So you must have liked something about him that you voted for him twice, even after he got caught doing stuff. Still voted for Bill Clinton. I just can't. I just can't with some of this rhetoric right now. Well, yeah, I'm hearing dudes say, "Why would y'all vote for Biden?" And he put out the '94 crime bill. Well, hold up, dude. Weren't some of y'all praising the dudes who chased Ahmaud Arbery, who are doing their own brand of justice? Weren't some of y'all praising Kyle for chasing down, for running around with a oh, hold on, what y'all praising the Proud Boys? So wait, so y'all were for the Proud Boys. Y'all were for how Ahmaud Arbery. Y'all were all on the Breonna Taylor. Now all of a sudden, the crime bill file come back out. Hmm. I can't believe that devastated black. Hold on, whoa. Stop. Stop. I don't want to hear it now. What's up, Speedy Coffee? I haven't seen you in a while, fam. I see you doing your workout videos. Must be taking a break from the gym. Y'all playing these games, and ain't nobody got time for y'all. Nobody don't got no time for y'all, man. Y'all really, y'all. You see, this is the problem of the disassociation that we're seeing with the people. Because y'all got so much smoke for a '94 crime bill, but then y'all like bringing up the crack era. Y'all like bringing up the era where literally a lot of stuff was happening. Majority of the talking points, if you actually look at them, are coming from the '90s and the early 2000s, where like y'all pretend like it was sugar and cream and coffee cakes all around for everybody. I've seen a lot of people get locked up. But one thing I always told them, you had a choice. For the most part, you did have a choice. Well, that's not true. You know, the police do this, the police do that. Okay, well, cool. You made a baby, right? Go get a job. How hard is that? Well, the welfare state allows women not to have to work. It's not true, dude. It's not true. Ask anybody who's a social worker. Y'all don't. Y'all. That's what I'm saying. I don't think y'all know how civics work or how the system does work. Listen, nobody can just jump straight into housing. Nobody. I have properties. Nobody can just jump straight into Section 8 housing. That is do you know how long that list is? This is why I know the rhetoric of stupidity. I know some of y'all must be kids. I know some of y'all must be the losers that sit at screens and watch society. I'm watching all types of groups from trailer Section 8 to now going apartment Section 8 to housing Section 8. Trust and believe it ain't sweet like that, like you think it is. It's really not. ABC vouchers? Are y'all really complaining that y'all think vouchers are really devastating? Thank you, KS. So we're gonna go with the disability in the child support. How much y'all think people really? How much do y'all think lower income to middle income people are getting in child support and disability? How much do y'all really think people are banking? Most child support checks are only $300, if that. And I'm talking as a child support kid. Them checks weren't covering nothing. Not like that. I don't know what y'all think they paying for. I'm not. When the last time y'all ever did some school shopping? Let's talk about it. Oh, is this a call-in show? Nah, I'm not doing a call-in show today. I probably should go back to that chaos. Disability? Let's talk about that. Okay, so y'all want to say, because we already know, I haven't even talked about the dude who got shot that ran around with a knife. And it's no secret, yes, we do know a lot of y'all kids and a lot of y'all people that are running around breeding, y'all have some mental disability. We know some of y'all are dyslexic. We know some of y'all are bipolar. We know some of y'all got ADHD. We definitely know. Wait a second. So hold on. So we're saying that we know that we have a giant flux of mentally disabled or mentally battered people running around in our community, also stockpiled with drugs. Hmm, hmm, hmm. That sounds like a disaster. Like somebody just gave a bunch of toddlers. They took some Nerf guns and put them in there with actual guns in a box and just shook it up and told the kids start running around in a neon lit room and just start have fun. It's gonna get real scary. Well, they were locking us up. Wait, well, all of y'all running in the street, so y'all had so much smoke to say the Pookies are destroying the community. Were y'all running the street also? Were y'all running the street also? See, this is why I hate these type of pro Wakanda rage moments that we like to have on these channels. Everybody has this pro rage moment where they talk about black, 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 blackity, black, black, blah, black, black, black. But then when you say, okay, man, we have issues going on in our community, I don't see that kind of energy or smoke. And y'all and see this thing about it. It amazes me that whenever it comes time to talk about voting, whenever it comes time to talk about actual accountability of going down to the school system or actually going there and actually being that mentor, oh, that's these kids. These kids ain't mine. How the heck I look like taking care of some bastard. So wait. What you, the people, don't do, the system is going to step in and do. If I have to step in and deal with your kids, I'm going to do it how I see fit. Let me say that again. If you don't want to take care of your children, you don't want to handle your issues in your own community, well, guess what? The system kicks in. Because what you don't handle in house, see, that's like when you don't discipline your child. But see, sooner or later, your kid's going to leave that house. And your kid, because they were not properly disciplined, they're going to enact what they thought is right in their eyes to the world. So when y'all bring up this 94 crime bill, and see, I'm willing to. If y'all want to, just message me. Just message me, BMT. Don't just message me. Boom. Right there. If y'all want to talk about this 94 crime bill, I would love to hear about y'all grievances. Why y'all feel. But I would like to know what were you doing during the 94 crime bill? Because somehow y'all believe that somehow that bill's gonna come back. Y'all are riding on some carpet to say that, man, we're going to be put back to slavery. And you know what? Honestly, black man with facts, yes, there are some people that play the system. I just watched a lot of people play the system and get insurance. See, let's not play the game. Let me show you. Let me show you an amazing system that men and women play. Women get to use the system only when you give them that option to. And what do you mean by that? Y'all stop knocking up these women. Stop. You make a baby, guess what? That means the system kicks in. That's another number. That's another statistic that the people have to deal with. Now, the child has two types of systems. Excuse me. It has three systems they will go to. One, they can deal with the parental system. That's a parent in their home. If they have a parent, which is a mother or father, and I just know and always get tired of always hearing that Every woman that has a child is out there running the streets, flopping her drawers, having sex, flopping and doing all that stuff. Stop it, man. Y'all really be killing me. Y'all paint the worst pictures of y'all people, man. Ghost, are you selling drugs? Are you selling drugs, Ghost? Because y'all are doing contradictory work now. See, this I'm gonna ask y'all. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. If y'all don't like the black community and y'all talking about divesting, what why did y'all feel like y'all needed to divest? What see to say that y'all feel that something in the community is that bad or that dangerous, right? Would mean there have to be a danger. See, I've never heard people ever tell their people that hey, we have to get out of the house. If you got to get out of the house, that means there has to be a danger there. There has to be something wrong. So I'm asking the question. So you're saying you have to get out. You got to protect yourself. We're seeing babies drop left and right in the street. I mean, y'all do that every night. Y'all like to post. Oh, what's going on, Michael? I see people post videos every night on YouTube. Black baby gets shot. Black baby gets shot. Black baby gets shot. This person does this. So y'all like to do the crime. Y'all like to be the news channel for YouTube. Okay, so y'all like doing the news channel for YouTube. You don't ever tell anything good happen. I rarely ever see anything good put up here on YouTube. Thank you, KS. I'm trying to figure out, like, please, tell me about a safe inner city. Do y'all know? I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts. Everybody knew. Everybody knew. Guess what? Hey, by 7 o'clock, get your butt in the house. If you ain't about that smoke, you're not about that life. Whether you have a two-parent household, whether you have a bunch of cousins, you better be in that house. There's a lot. There's a lot wrong if you are unfortunate enough to be in the middle of the community. Oh, so they're saying there's a lot wrong if you're unfortunate to be in the middle. See, then I got a question. So now, I'm trying to figure out what I want to know. What energy do y'all have against the crime bill? Because predominantly there were a lot of black, and granted, it did target a lot of inner city. And yes, minorities do live in the inner city. Minorities predominantly work in the inner city. Minorities pretty much um, are in the heart of the inner city. Y'all don't be moving out in the country to go get no log cabin or work no farmlands like that. Y'all don't be talking about, hey, y'all, we gonna go off the grid. So I want to know what do y'all have against the y'all didn't like the '94 crime bill. So I want to know if you didn't like it, then why were y'all supporting the Kyle? Why were y'all supporting the people who shot Ahmaud Arbery? Why were y'all so much? There was a lot of stuff I watched that did happen. A lot of people were for. Thank you, KS. But let's be honest, KS. We know doggone well there's not a lot of black people out there trying to run farmland. Let's just be honest. That's just not a thing. We like the comfort. We like the comfort of availability. I can tell you right now, I'm out here in the country. Ain't that many black people running up and jumping on a tractor. It's just not. There's a lot of farmland grants out there. These dudes and these women aren't talking about farmland like that unless they hit some epiphany in their life. We don't have to play this game like that. We're not playing that game. We're not playing that game. Michael brings up something also. Michael, well, you bring up the crime was an intentional setup and slam dunk for A government who put drugs in our community on purpose. Okay, so y'all want to say that. So the government put drugs in your community. I got a question, and I want to ask y'all a serious question. The government put drugs in your community. The government gave you stipends to jobs, FAFSA. Government gave y'all 94 crime bill. Government gave y'all all kind of stuff. If y'all don't trust the government like y'all say y'all do, why do y'all keep taking stuff from the government? Let me ask you that question. Let's ask that one question right there. Let's take one thing at a time. Why would you still take things from the government if you don't trust the government? I'm asking anybody, don't matter your race, your color, your creed. I want to ask y'all a question. Why would you still take stuff from the government if you don't trust the government? Huh? Why would y'all still take stuff from the government if y'all say the government gave y'all crack, government gave y'all welfare, government gave y'all this and that? Why are y'all still taking stuff from the government if y'all don't trust them like that? So y'all telling me y'all don't know how to self. If y'all, for somehow y'all know all these things, why are y'all not just self-governing yourself? Stop using that one government. Go self-govern your own self. Okay, so you still, if you said we trusted them, did y'all vote? Hmm. He said, BMT, the whole issue is contradictory. If you're pro crime bill, you should be pro stop and frisk and broken windows and policing. Hmm. Now let's ask that question right there. All right. So, El Ghost, do you trust the black community? Do you trust the black community? Let's ask that question of y'all black people. See, y'all like to talk about all the woes of the black community, but let's be honest. How many of y'all actually trust to actually live in your own black community? Work with your black community, fund your black community, and actually support your own people. Let's ask. Let's get at. Let's hit at that. Let's hit at that. No. I told you. I said it right out loud. Fund them, live amongst them, be amongst them. Do you trust any of that? Build with them. Do y'all trust that? But if y'all, if you can't have smoke that much smoke for a bill, but then you ain't trying to do that kind of stuff with your own people. See that would be contradictory. Then you are contradictory. Oh, see right there. See you put up this one, but then you also put down that one. Ghost. That was shorten. So you're saying you said that was shorten your life. Y'all got so much smoke about y'all keep bringing up crack. Well, all of y'all selling crack like that? Who's selling crack? Just please tell me right now. Who amongst here has taken a hit or taken a bid for crack? Please let me know. It's okay. There's no shame. Betty, I'll ask another question. Whose family was affected by crack? David, you're not even a Republican, so I don't even know why you even got a voice. You're not even a Republican, dude. I've never heard you actually give out any policies. You're not even a Republican. Stop it. You just like to troll on YouTube. Oh, that was you on Facebook? God damn it. You got something goddamn. Stay on one damn account. Like, oh, I hate when you do that. But I'll accept your friend request. So not really. Y'all don't troll lives don't really matter. I mean, that's all. Like I said, that's all y'all are. Just trolls. That's it. Like I said, a hood conservative. Like no offense, but hood conservatives were kind of embarrassed me. I think that's one thing that hurt the imagery of black conservatives was when we started seeing hood conservatives try to have a voice in a party to show the conventional setup of a family. Y'all kind of hurt the imagery of black men and black women. Talking about I'm from the hood, I do this, fuck black. Like y'all really hurt the imagery of black people. Like no other group was running around saying that they're hood conservative. Y'all disgustingly embarrassed black conservatives. Y'all just embarrassed minority conservatives. I gotta let y'all know that, David. Y'all conservatives embarrassed us. Like no other group was running around with their tattooed up ex gang members trying to so doggone give that to the president. It was only amongst y'all that I'm like, why do we even let these dudes in the White House? I feel like we should have just gave y'all the wrong direction and just. But see, I should have understood they like using the lower tier people to say, "Hey, I'm cool." It's like good photo op. Take the special needs child, take a picture with them, and then say, "See, I care about the kid, even the slow one that's dyslexic." And that's what happened with a lot of y'all. That's why I said, "Yo, dude, sometimes just play your part, dude. The most you can do is just go drive the church van and pick up people. Don't say nothing." I feel like that's everybody shouldn't be talking. Everybody shouldn't have a mic. But this is YouTube. That's I mean, no offense. I mean, but see, that's the thing about it. Did you see any other group sending their artists, their like entertainers up there? No. No. We were the only stupid enough group to go do that. I mean, honestly, I'm like, yo, dude, like, god dang it. Like, just throw the whole I'm not watching no doggone movies, man. Like, y'all, this is what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to politics, I swear, I think that's how y'all learn. I think some of y'all, that's how y'all learn through movies. All right, KS, I got you, man. But I don't have to. I don't mind sitting down with you and having a discussion because I'll do it really quick. But like, it's supposed to be a 10-minute talk, and literally, I don't mind sitting down with you. I don't feel like being too long because some people like I said, I'm already over. I'm already over the Trump. I'm already over the Trump era. Like y'all done. I done heard it when let's see. I've done heard the what happens when I was there for when people were freaking out for Obama era. Now I was there for people freaking out for um. I was there exactly like y'all talk about movies like I've been doing government for a while. Like I don't know. Some of y'all I don't even know what y'all do. Like, all right, so we're joined here by Ghost. What's going on, Ghost? Okay, so we're doing a talk about the '94 crime bill. We're doing it supposed to be a quick talk, but it seems like some of y'all feel so embezzled that this somehow was killing y'all, even though you voted for the same dude twice. Um, no, Chaos, come on, Chaos. My doggone thing has not yet started. I'm supposed to be going to pick up my Xbox Series X, but it's okay. I don't mind talking with y'all. I will probably do another '94 crime bill talk. So I'll probably have
So,
to have two. Okay, go ahead. So you're
so,
saying
so
'94 crime
BNT,
bill? Yes.
thank you for letting me join
Anytime
your.
goes. Anytime goes. Anytime. I trust me. More people will show up for the '94 crime bill talk.
Oh, I'm
They all.
sure.
Yes.
So my question for you initially was whether you're for or against it, and the reason why I'm asking that question is because both parties are pretty much for it at that time.
Yes, they
That was
were.
so, and it's not even really a left-right issue at that point because people like Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton and of course Biden himself were promoted it because they were in power. But people on the right, like Bob Dole, were definitely they were running around, complaining about people making songs like "Cop Killer" and stuff like that at the same time in the mid '90s, if you recall back
Right.
then. So,
Yeah. So yeah, we can't. We like I like I said, and I don't know why people forget that like the '90s. I grew. I'm a product of the '80s, and I grew up in the '90s. And like I said, and I done seen my fair share of everything, from the kid shot riding his bicycle straight down the street, down to how down to how we had a lot of issues. I've seen a funeral shot up. I've seen a lot of things up. So I'm hearing a lot of people saying, "Well, dang man, um,
also
back
wanted to, I
then."
want BMT.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also wanted to add that, Rudy Giuliani was considered America's mayor even before 9/11. And one of the reasons why is because that broken windows I mentioned in the chat window was his policy he used to put a systematic control on crime prevention in New York City. If you break a window, if you see broken windows here, then just flood that area with policemen, and like you said, do stop and frisk, harass basically the citizens, and people were cheering that on because it lowered the crime statistics.
Were we not also cheering it on also?
Well, depends on who you are. See, that's
Well,
the thing.
okay,
If
so
you
let's
look,
ask: were minorities? Did we not want crime out of our urban city?
A
The
lot of black
majority
people
of
did.
black
well, I'm taking it from the perspective of a New Yorker because that's where I was at the time.
Okay. I'm
Okay,
looking at it from a Bostonian. I'm not talking about that. I know everybody believes I just was
people
born in right.
supported the crime bill, 60%.
A lot of minorities, which we don't want to always admit to, but a lot of us. I mean, a lot of us who were minority kids back in the day. Uh, Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I was told, listen, you'd be lucky if you make it to 18 to 20. You kind of were the ish if back in the day because
I heard the same
I grew up
thing.
in the inner city. It was not easy. Listen, you knew to get your butt out of the street by 7 o'clock. You had no business to be out there. You didn't need to be around there. You definitely don't go in the park at nighttime. Oh God, especially if you're a female, you were going to get some attention.
But the
So
reason,
I don't
the
know why
reason,
we pretend like it was sweet sauce and honey back in the day.
No,
but
BMT,
the
you
reason
right.
why the reason why I bring up the New York thing because whenever I hear anybody on YouTube who says they're from Chicago, they are an apologist for crime. So I mean, which I always find to be kind of funny. It's like, oh no, we're not
Okay,
really that violent.
Nah,
so
Let me give you the
okay,
other side of the argument.
let me get it over to KS because KS was the one that pushed for the panel, and I'm saying I have to honor that he did push for the panel. Go ahead, KS. Let's run.
all right, appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
A lot of black people did push for. I'm from Philly originally, and a lot of
Right.
black people did push for because the murder rate was crazy. Like it was like Philly was averaging like I don't even. It was like over like 1,900 murders every year, and now it is down. The problem is people go to high school, they're not graduating with no trades. That's the issue. And then these kids get out, people keep telling them you gotta be a ball player or you gotta be like a singer or an athlete. Everybody can't be a ball player or a singer or a rapper. So then you got all these men that graduate high school and they got no skills. They can't change a car tire. They can't change oil. They got no skills. So what really needs to happen is just these kids need to have high school programs where they graduate with some type of like skill because even though murders are down, incarceration is up and like stealing and home invasions and all that other shit still goes on. So that's what the real issue is.
No, I like I said, and I agree. Let me give a shout out to what Don said. Listening, and most of you men have not have even lived it. And and like I said, when I talk to the older dudes, like my father and all of them, that knew about the coke and heroin wave. Listen, y'all, I get a lot of people. Well, the government put it there, but dude, I was in the wave. I was born through the wave. Like shit. Uh, y'all knew that the government was dropping coke and heroin like that. Like, why would you? That's like, listen. So somehow, how the hell the Native Americans knew? Don't sign the paper but then y'all still take the goddamn heroin and needle from them. It's not like we weren't watching people die in the alley or behind the church bus. So, I mean, after a while, I mean, so like what KS saying, like a lot of the kids, we knew going to the community center about drugs. Listen, you couldn't have been a black kid and not have grown up in the in the drug epidemic and not know what it was doing. We had it all in our songs. We had it all the stuff about drugs, killing. It was all sung through. So everybody, we gonna stop this little narrative. Nobody knew drugs were bad. Let's not play that game. Please. Let's not play like we were the stupid kid on the bus.
Well, not only that, being
Let me give you the other side of the argument.
If you look at like you was just talking about all of our media, go back to the type of movies that were popular in the 90s, Boys in the Hood, fucking Juice, you know, even lesser known shit like you know, Straight Out of Brooklyn. All those movies, they weren't focused on like white people were coming around to fuck your shit up. You had to actually make it out the ghetto first before you could ever have problems with some kind of white person trying to ruin your life. Like, we were honest about what was going on. We didn't have these type of problems they telling us we have now. Like, and I'm talking about this whole BLM wave, because over the last like 30 years, we went from a crime bill that had major support to now we reversed the whole trend to we should just defund all the cops. Like, this shit is dishonest as hell, because when we were coming up, we knew for a fact that your major problem was getting out the hood, so to speak.
So you support the crime bill then, David? Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
In general, I mean, look, I was a kid back then, so it's not like I had a chance to support it.
Do you support it? Because that's what the hood servers always say against Biden.
Listen, I'm not 100% against it. There are issues that you can probably tweak to make it better, but generally speaking, motherfuckers is getting killed every day, and so people won't.
No, that's fine. Then why do black Republicans beat up on Joe Biden for it then?
Because it works. That's why.
Well, let me give you the real argument, the genuine. Let me give you a genuine argument against it. That's not for political gain. No, the thing is this. Even if you were not a researcher, the way that you see them handle the opioid epidemic, the way that is handled, it is solution oriented. It is not criminal oriented. You see what I'm saying? So this is a big reason why, even if you were not a researcher, even if you didn't know the government made crack, intentionally put it into black communities, and then created this crime bill to intensify the police response to a problem that they created that nobody knew that they created. So this is the genuine argument that the things that they were teaching everybody that would solve the drug problems in our community were not real solutions. These were ways to intensify the neo-slavery, what they call the new Jim Crow, that, you know, Michelle Alexander, told us about. So that's the reason why the people don't like the crime bill, because we knew that it was racism. At that very time, the people who supported it didn't know the stuff that we know today. So it
all goes back to the war on drugs. It all goes back to the war on drugs.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That's the reason why people don't support it. It's not. I'm just saying the genuine reason.
But
now, political reasons and stuff.
You do realize that you had Democrats like Maxine Waters, John Lewis, who pushed back for the same reasons.
I know. Yeah,
they said we wanted more funding for like community programs and things like that.
Exactly.
And Republicans mocked them for it. They thought it was too soft.
Keep in mind.
Community
but
programs.
Keep in mind, I'm not even looking at it in a political Democrat Republican thing. I'm not looking at. I don't care, because Reagan is the one that unleashed the drugs, but Clinton and them are the ones that developed the crime bill to finish the job. And, they had access to all the information that was secret that nobody knew at that time. Gary Webb, he's the one. That's why I told BMT, look at that movie. It's a good movie with Tom Cruise, American Made. That's about the CIA involvement in the crack epidemic. I mean,
okay, so here's the thing about it. So y'all like bringing up the CIA. Y'all
well, I
love.
mean, this is just history, man. This is
no. I
not
hear.
about. We can't pretend like these things didn't happen.
Okay. So what's stopping y'all from what's stopping us from policing our own community? Like, no offense.
Well, I mean,
so because last time I checked, when it comes to doggone you got it where certain parts of our areas the cops don't even go to. Let's not play those games. Like, we know certain areas that the cops don't even go to because they know ain't no way they could take on that matter of force out there. Like, so I don't know, man. Like, listen, there were parts when I was walking up to school. Listen, you knew doggone well if you had a blue jacket off, you better take that jacket off and put it in your backpack. If you get caught with the wrong color on the wrong street, that was your behind. It doesn't matter how old you were. So I don't know. In my mind, the CIA was my least problem.
But the solution to those things is not more police. The solutions are the things that Maxine Waters was talking about, that the brother of RC was talking about. You know, we already know the real solutions to this stuff.
Give me the short version. What was the solution? What's the solution?
Well, we know we talk about the solutions every day. We enhance family. We make it so that men can take care of their families. We give people skills. These are the solutions that we all know.
Let's crack at that. But I'm always hearing about let's crack at that. Everybody always like talk about family.
Well, I mean, it's the bottom line.
So no. Y'all always like bringing up family. Like, goddamn, like y'all. I've never seen people so cocked up with goddamn fucking and goddamn making babies and shit. The goddamn birth rate are down. Like, y'all, nobody's fucking like that anymore. Like, goddamn, we barely making it now.
It's not the sex. So it's the structure and the dynamics that family structures produce.
Okay, so hold on.
Exactly, it's the institution of family.
Okay, here's the thing about it.
This space is not family first. It's not even family oriented. We're kidding ourselves on that.
We jumping from here to there.
That's the problem.
Talking about it in general, not just.
What good is it having a family if they are in it? Listen, let's look at this. We have people in other countries that are making families, but see, they learn, damn, I can't afford to feed these kids. I can't afford to take care of my woman. I literally can't do nothing as a man. I am strung out of certain systems in Asia. So I just made human bodies that now put more of a strain on my community or my system. You having more people ain't going to change a doggone thing. Like, why y'all?
I agree.
That was the politics.
I agree with you.
That's why I said senators and
I agree with.
We were trying to get those jobs in so people could support their families, so they had the best chance.
It just goes back to people need to be responsible in creating families. That if you're going to have kids, they need to be born into a family, but you need to be responsible in how that family was created.
Well, that's true. And most people, if you gave them the proper resources,
where are you going to get the resources from, Mike?
Responsible.
What, Mike? Where you get those?
This is why we pay taxes. The government takes our taxes.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on.
At least a fair environment for us.
Wait, hold on, Mike. Let's look at that. Mike, let's ask that question. See, there we go. There we go with that thing I always hear. People say, "Don't trust the government. Fuck the government. I don't want no part of the government." But now you want an agency from the government. But see, this is why I'm saying y'all need to choose y'all devil. Choose y'all hell on earth. Like,
let me explain that.
No.
Let me explain it.
No. You gotta pass it on. You're not going to keep on. You explain.
BMT.
Go ahead.
BMT. I agree with you. But that's why I said that because we do pay taxes to the department.
You got that beat going on.
Whose alarm is that? All right, BMT. That's what I was getting at when I said that. When I said that these kids need to graduate high school with some type of certification. Like you don't got to go to college to be a plumber. You don't got to go to college. Like my brother, he got a regular job, but on the side he changes car oil. That's just a simple skill. He charges $50. He does 4 cars a day. That's $200 right there. No taxes taken out. These kids have no skills. And then on top of that, the culture tells them you got to make hella bread. The only way you can make bread quick is to kill or scam for it. So everyone, and then on top of that, the women, the girls that's coming up, all they want is shoes, bags, this and that. And if you're a man, you got like a regular job, they don't want you. So it's culture as well. But I think because we pay taxes to Department of Education, there should be, small 6-month certifications and stuff that these kids can get. So when they graduate high school, they could be a landscaper or a plumber.
Apprenticeships too. They need to bring apprenticeships back because you are right.
We're talking about.
You could argue that
agencies.
This is probably the most unskilled group of black people we've had in this country.
Okay.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Back in the 90s, that's what people were asking for. And because
fathers have gone out too. It ain't that many fathers.
One at a time. Let me get it over to you.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. So here's the thing about it. Well, everybody's talking about this 94 crime bill. I'm like, okay, so y'all keep bringing up this crime bill, and then after that, when I ask, it's funny that literally you can fund your own stuff. You can literally just fund your own thing, but that would be bonkers these days.
No, I agree with you.
So when I hear the hypocrisy, but I'm watching, as some dude brought up to me. I don't know why blacks voted for Biden. That's like going back on the plantation. But then I'm like, wait, weren't you also the guy in the post that was praising Kyle for going around to a function talking about injustices for black? And he was like, yeah. So okay. So what's the? You can't have it both ways.
BMT.
You can't have it both ways.
I don't understand what your issue is with the kid, with that Kyle kid. You talking about the kid with the AR-15, whatever?
Well, here's the thing about it. Everybody was for his civilian policing, right? Yeah, everybody was for that. But then they got smoked for a 94 crime bill, which was literally that government saying, "Hey, we're gonna have to police the crime of gangs and drugs and different other kind of stuff going on in inner cities." You're using one thing, and shout out to David, he was honest about it. He said, "Yo, the right was using the 94 crime bill as a leverage against Biden." Okay, so either you were for the policing, or you were against policing, but then you want people to be running around playing Lone Ranger in your community. You got to
community policing. I thought they liked community policing, and that's the irony, the hypocrisy of the left. What Kyle Rittenhouse did is community policing. A private citizen went to protect private property in a community. Now,
wait, David, I got to hit you with that. Kyle did not live in that area. First of all, for you to do
don't matter, bro. It don't matter.
It does matter. It does matter. You're talking to somebody who actually does this. First of all, you cannot
were the people that got shot in that community
area to go do policing. You cannot.
Were the people protesting a part of that community?
They actually were the people that live in the city. They live in that city. So what they want to do to their city is their city. You can't go to somebody else's city and say, "I want to play RoboCop."
You can't call for help either?
You can't do that, buddy.
You can't call for help?
I can't call for help. No,
you can't. A private citizen can't call for help.
You cannot.
He didn't know anyone to call for help. They showed up. They showed up to defend "quote unquote" property that was not theirs. They saw what was going on.
David, let me ask you a question, David. First of all, what insurance agency has ever gave authorization for goddamn private issue? No. See, that also goes into insurance, because with bullets flying, shooting up into property, they're going to say, "Well, yeah, we had it in a militia." Wait, you had a militia? Oh yeah, you're not getting covered. You're not getting covered.
You could argue it's just like they're not getting covered for riots in the sense if you can still run the risk of damaging property. Getting into a
Okay,
shootout.
both sides are uncovered. Why is one side morally just and the other side is getting crucified? Both of them are wrong.
What are you talking about? People have condemned rioters the whole time. What's happened is conservatives have tried to say, "Oh, everyone involved in this is a riot, so let's just not talk about it."
If you condemn the rioters, why are you upset when a rioter gets killed in the process of rioting?
So let me ask this question, David. If it was so, if these people, because mind you, they always say that these people were always here. Where were these militia of white people? Where were they for the crack era, the dope era? Why weren't they policing?
Why don't you call those militia gangs? That's what they are.
They would have shot. They would have shot all the black people.
They are
They wouldn't have made any difference if they showed up in a crack
are
era.
gangs.
All the other time, I didn't see them.
That question is a moot point because, for one, the militias have always existed. If they wanted to go into inner cities,
Gangs have always
they
existed.
could have. They just don't.
Hold up. Wait.
We're going near neighborhoods and stuff.
So hold on. So let's look at this. So they don't go take on gangbangers. They don't go take on biker gangs, but they'll go to a protest.
Bro, if the city's on fire, stop calling it a protest. You know what I mean?
David, I do want to address one thing you said.
It wasn't on fire. Let's not lie.
David, I do want to address one thing. You asked why are people upset that a protester was killed if we don't condemn riots. I mean, I can condemn a riot and not justify someone being murdered at the same time. I mean, there's some rights people have.
So the people that were attacking the kid, they were still protesting. Like when they swung the fucking skateboard at him, when they tried to when they took shots at him.
No, that was after the initial confrontation. They were saying, "Hey, that's the guy who shot someone earlier." That's why they went after him.
The confrontation was him getting attacked from behind. He turned around.
No, it was not. No, it was not. That was the second video. That was when the cops started rolling up and he's sticking his hands up saying, "Hey, I killed 2 people."
That's not the second video, bro. He shot the first guy. When he shot the first guy in the head, he was actually standing there like, oh shit, he was trying to give him help. And then the crowd formed around him and chased him. And then the people chasing him got their asses killed.
David, let me ask you this question. Do you agree with George Zimmerman?
Do I agree with him? How?
Do you agree with George Zimmerman?
Wow.
Do you agree with George Zimmerman? Yes or no?
No. So restate the question. What's to agree with?
What?
Are you,
come on, man.
Dude? Are you serious right now?
There you go.
Like, do you think George Zimmerman was justified in going and pursuing someone like that?
Stop playing these emotional games. This nigga not George Zimmerman.
You won't answer the question,
dude. Because it don't matter.
I mean, you know,
this case. Why are you trying to play this emotional
argument? You agree with Zimmerman, and I will tell you everything about these people. Just ask him about Zimmerman.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not about the facts of what happened. Look at the videotape. Look at the videotape and tell me what the fuck that got to do with George Zimmerman.
Hold on. It does. You see, George Zimmerman wanted to take the law in his own hands.
I mean, these are the same people who were defending Ahmaud Arbery, the guys grabbing guns and chasing him.
Running around protesting either, quote unquote protesting. He was minding his business. So you
minding his own business, yeah.
Right, but what are the protesters?
Why we gotta be independent.
Let me go ahead and fuck the niggas. Listen, if you want to go out and damage people's shit,
so you think it's okay that someone came out of state who didn't live there, took a gun across state lines, who was a minor, and then
hold on.
No. You're allowed to come from out of state to protest. Taking guns across state lines.
So we can travel where we want and do what we want.
No, you cannot. I cannot go around and find out. That's what happened. I cannot go to Philly with an AR. I would quickly.
Philly don't have that law. Kenosha didn't.
No, listen.
He was a minor, dude.
You can't be crossing state lines with firearms like that. Like I don't know where y'all need to go look up. Y'all need to go look up gun law. You need to look up gun law.
Is that a federal law or is that state by state?
Guns are regulated at the state level. Now you do have
the state level. But he was a minor. No matter what.
Notice that charge has been tossed.
He was okay. So we'll see. Go ahead.
But whoa. But hold on. But hold on. You have to be what, 18 to purchase? Can't you be a minor and still use a gun?
Yes, you can.
You cannot open and carry as a minor.
Yes, you can. And that's
you cannot. How are you
heavy in that?
Can open and carry. I'm about to stop you right there. Do not lie. I will catch you right now.
Sir,
No
listen,
minor
it
can
is
open
not
carry, buddy.
uncommon for underage people to learn how to handle guns. He's
It
probably
don't
trained.
I
matter.
said
Let
open
me look.
carry.
Open carry, buddy.
Open
Open
carry
carry.
is a state issue. They have the law. And a minor can a long rifle, not a handgun, but a long rifle.
David, you're killing yourself, dude. You're killing yourself really badly.
Pull up the
So,
law and tell me
so
I'm
let,
done.
let me go pass it on. David, mute up. Go ahead, Mo. Go ahead. Because when you ask certain people, they don't know the damn law. That's killing me. Go ahead.
I'm just listening to what y'all talking about. I'm just waking up listening to what y'all
Let's,
talking about, man.
thank you, David. Go ahead, Mo. Go ahead.
All right. I heard y'all talking about the self-defense, about the coward. I'm just listening, just told it in. And yes, I believe Kyle is guilty for just possession of it. That's what he's guilty for. I mean, not he's guilty. He's guilty for that, but he's not guilty for defending himself. I mean, I think he should just get charged just for illegal firearm. Because if you look at these guys were chasing him, they was going to kill him. It's all on video. They was going to kill this man. He had no choice. They was going to take that gun away and blow his head off. They was going to kill him. There was nothing he could do. He should just be charged what Michael Vick got charged for. Same thing.
Wait, but Michael Vick, that was a dog. That was a dog.
No, not Michael Vick. Not Michael Vick. My bad. Plexico Burris, the guy who shot himself. That guy.
All right, BMT. Getting back to the crime bill, though, you're forgetting the 3 strikes law. What if you was poor? You grew up in the inner city. You still bred 3 times. You should get locked up 20 to life for that.
So let's go at that. I'm glad you brought up that if you got locked up 3 times.
The 3 strikes law. That's what the 3 strikes.
Right.
Okay,
So you bring up a fair point. Listen, and I'm glad you said it. And I know y'all gonna think I'm a pretty much of an asshole about this, but listen, man. I've seen some dudes, and I've seen some people, women and men, get away with some pretty interesting atrocities. I've seen we get mad if a woman abuses her child. What is the first thing we say? That child should not go back. Should we give her 3 strikes? Or should we just take that child away from her for life? See how that works? If we know somebody is selling dope and they get caught, then they go right back and say, well, I'm going to go sell dope, but this is the only thing I have is to keep selling dope. So they'll keep on selling dope. Or they'll keep on doing whatever they're doing. They don't care. Literally, I think there was a video of a little boy that shot a 1-year-old. A little kid that shot a 1 month old, a few month old baby. And mind you, the judge said, you came back here over and over. Now, the people that are getting these 3 strikes, let's tack at this. Some of these people have gotten in trouble when they were kids. And you know what happens when you're a child. What happens goes when you get so many strikes as a child. You go to your juvie, right? Then what happens after that? You get out, and now you're an adult. So now you're record as a kid, but now you're an adult. And guess what? They're like, well, shit, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Fuck it. So they're going to keep doing what they're doing. They're going to keep gang banging. You see, we forget some of these gangs use these kids because they know that the kids, his charges are not going to stick on him. It's harder to keep charges sticking on the kid. It sounds fucked up, but come on, KS. We know a lot of kids that were running in gangs hardcore. If they're running in the gang,
yeah, but
how does any other community who wants to develop itself solve that problem, though? Everybody don't send their people to jail forever like that just because they like the hedge clippers guy. So here's
the thing about it, Mike. Let's ask the question. Are people trying to say that they're trying to run up and do mentor programs for the kids? But I saw a whole wave of people saying, fuck these kids. Or I've done a lot of things where I've tried to do, what was it, Jay? When we were trying to get money for kids and parents to go back to school, and what were they saying?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've heard it just in these spaces as far as she a single mother, she don't deserve nothing. I mean, there's people there's people on this panel that say that all the time.
So let's crack at that before I pass it over to Jay. You don't want the welfare state, or you don't want any programs for the kid or the woman. Don't want no programs for them. So the kid is going to go into a crime system. If they're going to be, it's going to be kill or be killed. You know, and when they go into there, that means the other system will have to step in. Now, I get y'all saying 20 to life. Shit. Sorry. But after that while, when that person starts doing some shit or starts hurting your people that you love, you're going to want that motherfucker off the street. I'm sorry. I don't care if y'all say, well, they shouldn't go to jail for life. But if that motherfucker...
do you solve the problem, though?
But if that motherfucker... So wait. So, okay, so let me say this. The problem is? So,
this is what I'm saying. We got to solve the problem.
So, if a 17-year-old boy if a 17-year-old boy were to stick up and rape your woman, you want that motherfucker to still walk the street?
No, he has to be put in jail.
No, that's a crime. That's a felony. I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't still solve the crime because
that's one crime left on the street. That's one crime left on the street.
Well, he's still in jail, getting taken care of.
Good. Let him stay there. Rock.
But he won't stay there. That's the problem.
I'm talking.
What? See, so we had to do.
See, this is what I'm saying. See, let's look at this. Let's deal with that. I just want to deal with that. What you just said.
But before you go into that, I do want to touch on a couple. That's all right. But before Mike gets started, I do want to touch on a couple of things. First of all, in regard to the insurance, riots aren't covered under insurance. Just to let you know, that is not covered under your standard policy. However, there is, like, if you have a business or something like that, Joe, you probably know this. If you do have it just started like monsooning outside. Like, wow. If you have like a business, there's something called TRIA, which it's funny. It's a very cheap coverage, and a lot of businesses reject the coverage. But that covers terrorism, riots, and things of that nature. So a lot of people opt out of it because to save money or whatever the case may be. But that is something that will add that coverage on. Now, in regards to the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, he was a minor. He crossed state lines with a gun. Now, I know a lot of you are gun owners on here. Last I checked, you can't cross state lines with a gun. Please correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, because I don't know the laws like that for guns. But please correct me if I'm wrong. Last I checked, you couldn't cross state lines with any gun. Is that correct?
It depends on if the state has reciprocity, but the thing is, he's a minor. That's the main thing.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, take out the rest of the shit that happened. Like, in general, I thought most states you couldn't cross state lines with the gun.
Yes, most states. Listen, if you and to no end, listen, man. If I have an AR and literally, I'm just saying. Let me just let y'all know.
No, I was good.
From traveling from South Carolina up to Massachusetts, I better break that thing down and put it in a case and put that thing in my trunk. Because when I hit through, once I touch Virginia, Lord knows we just now seen the DC sniper and all the other shootings that have happened. These states aren't playing, and literally they don't want to hear, well, I have reciprocity, or they don't want to hear that. When that state trooper finds that AR, good luck trying to explain to him, well, the state law, nah, come on.
I know people that have bedtime.
So Jay, so federal law, you can transport if you're using it for lawful purposes. So like if you want to go hunting in another state.
No, but it has to be broken down. That's what we're saying. It would have to be broken down and locked in a vehicle. And I believe you have to get some kind of special, like you got to
get a license. And so like when you brought up the hunting, you got to get a hunting license and also that's registered in that state. Don't get caught for y'all. Don't get caught hunting in another state and you're not part of that state. But when that game warden catches you, you are going to do you looking at dealing with the state. You ain't dealing with the town. You're dealing with that state. Don't be hunting.
Can I give you some facts here so you guys will just at least know this? This is from the USA Today yesterday, I believe. A 19-year-old Kenosha man, that's Kenosha man, has been charged with illegally giving a rifle to Kyle Rittenhouse. So your whole conversation is moot.
Well, okay.
He's still a minor. What do you do? He's still a minor. You can't be open carrying as a minor.
That's a different set of charges, but he's not crossing state lines with the gun. I'm just trying to clear that whole thing.
Okay. No, you know, one of the weird things that hurt him most, it was a curfew for minors. curfew for minors.
But
everybody knew about the curfew. I don't know how. I don't know what Kyle was doing out there during the curfew.
But
and literally in the sheriff.
But I think you can open you.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Just to touch on something.
No, I was gonna say you can open carry you can open carry as a minor if you're under adult supervision.
He wasn't under
his mother. So
right, and his mother was nowhere around. So shit, that gets thrown out. No mom, no mommy there. Go ahead, James.
I thought his mother brought him out there, but anyway, I do want to say this.
Brought him out there and dropped his ass off.
Okay, no, I wanted to say too, as far as the state to state thing, laws do differ state to state, especially when it comes to insurance. So, like, yeah, you do have the right in law, like the right to protect your property. That is true. But again, if you have no interest, and let's even assume that he was an adult, because he wasn't in that state, he didn't own any property. So again, it kind of goes circles back.
Well, let me clear that up.
Let me put it out there. Shout out to Don said this. Absolutely, BMT. People don't know you can't bring ammo into California. It's a catch-22 for law enforcement. Yes, and that is actually in a lot of states. Like a lot of people ask me, BMT, can you buy me some bullets?
That liberal ass state.
Hold on. So when people
doesn't matter.
When people say buy me some bullets, and I'm like, bro, you know what you risk. If I give you these bullets and you going across state lines, listen, man, y'all done forgot all these dang shootings that done been happening.
It's the same for marijuana. Like, it's the same for marijuana. Like, if I go to Colorado, I can't fly to another state with marijuana because it's legal in Colorado. But I do want to say something else in regards to the 94 crime bill. Like, I was a teenager coming of age at that time. So, I mean, to be fair, and I think, you know, most of the senators had signed on to this bill. At that time, I don't think, and that's what I was saying in the comments, I don't think, because I noticed that the under 30 crowd is very vocal about this crime bill, if you will. But at that time, like, you have to understand, I went to school in the suburbs, and there were gangs in my school. They had drug sniffing dogs, on and on it goes. And I went to school in the suburbs. So I'm just saying that at that, you have to really look at what was going, and this goes for anything that was signed into effect. You really have to look at what was going on in that time period that made the powers that be sign X, Y, and Z. And like it was already stated, as far as the 3 strikes rule, I know, and you're right. Like, if it was your sister, your cousin, your auntie, whoever that had gotten, that had gotten assaulted or shot and killed, you would want them to be locked up and throw away the key. And I'm sorry, I do understand that people make mistakes when they're 18, 19, 20. By the time, and that's where the 3 strikes law comes in. Like, the first time, okay, it was a mistake. All right, we get it. The second time, by the third time, like, come on, nigga. Like, come on.
Yeah, no, people are trying to look at it through a 2020 lens for something that was going on in 1994, and they can't wrap their head around the fact that
that's not entirely true.
Let Renaissance man finish. Let him finish.
That's not true, Renaissance man.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Boggles the mind.
Let me prove that's not true.
Of people who are younger. It boggles the mind of people who are younger that we're in this environment where we're talking about defunding the police, and we're seeing all these police shootings. It boggles their mind, and you've seen the fallout from it. It boggles their mind now that they get to see the fallout. That, oh wow, people got along with this. I mean, we're Monday morning quarterbacking essentially.
No, let me. You know, you had 1992.
But Renaissance man.
Let me tell you something here, though. Just to real quickly finish that point, though. In '92, you had the riots in LA. That blacks were the problem at that time. If you look at the history, this is all on. Actually, you can see this on TV. Really, the government officials, Clinton and Biden, and then there was a senator from Texas. These people, they came up with this crime bill because, see, these aren't just the average people who didn't know all this information. These are the officials.
Somebody need to mute up.
Yeah, these are the officials.
That's Mike.
And they knew that, you know, they were targeting black people. They were not trying to solve our problems. They were not trying to, like, you guys are talking like you're trying to solve crime.
Why did the majority
not trying to solve the problem?
But why did black mayors and black clergy
because they didn't know what these particular federal officials knew, and this is the problem. the city mayors, the local officials, the people who were experiencing crime at that time just thought it was crime, and they didn't know what to do. But the people who were in the federal system, they knew what they were doing. They were setting up a situation so that people would ask for a solution, and then they had this punitive solution that wasn't really a solution. They had this solution for them. And, but if we look now, the way they solve opioid crisis, people are dying. They're opioid babies. They're all those same things are going on, but they're not handling it the same way. And that's what people are mad about.
Let me ask you a question.
Mike, can you get your phone, like,
okay, so let me ask a question, and I'm passing over to David. Mike, what do we have a major gang problem in the 90s?
Yeah, they're called gangs now then, but they're malicious. Yeah, but yeah, there were problems.
So you're saying those gangs that were running up and down, those boys.
Yeah, that's malicious. If you want to call it militia,
that's a crazy way to even describe that group, and you're bastardizing both terms. A gang is a gang, a militia is a militia. A gang,
a militia is a gang.
No.
Militia is a gang.
Ask a Negro.
No, I'm on my phone.
So David, what's the difference then? What's the difference between a militia and a gang?
Frankly, a militia is something
is a militarized group.
Wait, say that again.
A militia is something mentioned in our Constitution, meaning it has its own definition.
How do you
protect and serve like a police?
It has its own definition, bro, and it's not a gang.
How do you distinguish between them?
By their function, by what they
do. A militia is like a militarized group that has a goal of like either overthrowing the government or protection from a government. A gang is a group of people who just work as a unit.
But you do realize some of the first gangs that started were formed to protect people from the government.
Say that again. No. So the Crips and the Bloods.
I'm not saying.
The Bloods and the Crips were originally to protect themselves in their neighborhood.
One at a time. I know there's a lot.
Yeah, but you could have a gang with no weapon. You could have a gang with no weapon. Like you could be a biker gang. Like you could be like a militia specifically like political or like usually it's like political type motivated. Whereas a gang could just be like we could all get together, be armed or not, and consider us like a group.
Okay. So let me pass it over to Dave. Okay.
Mike, mute your phone. Yes.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
No.
But the BMT.
Yes. Wait. Let Jay talk.
But wait. Hold up, Jay. Jay and BMT. Why did Bill Clinton apologize though?
It's okay. I know they did. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
I think we need to invoke Ask a Negro.
First, you know I'm on my damn phone. But if you can,
I know if you were okay, you're on your phone. Okay. I was gonna say this. The Bloods. I'm not sure who said it, but yes, the Bloods and the Crips were originally not a violent gang. They were created to protect their neighborhoods. And then it went from there, and then drugs got involved, and it went from there, and it spiraled out of control from there. Hence, there we go back, and we couldn't turn back around to why the 94 crime bill was created. Yes, we can get into the whole war on drugs with Reagan as far as putting crack and cocaine into the communities. We can talk about that all day long, but at the same time, the government didn't put the drugs.
Why do we gloss over that, though? That's my question.
The government didn't put the drugs like it's nothing.
What are we supposed to do with the information?
Well, they did. They literally.
Right. Let's say I don't want to argue against you, but what do we do with the information?
You do want to argue because that's.
Let me tell you what you do. It affects your perception. The way you perceive something affects how you're going to react to it, and that's the problem here.
That fact? What do we do with the knowledge that Reagan and the CIA used the fucking drug trade?
The fact that you, number one, you understand that they are not creating these like the 94 crime bill. Was not intended to save the good people, us. It was not a solution that we are looking for. So we just need to understand that, and then we need to know, just like BMC said, that we want to create our own solutions.
I think the point we could both agree on from that is that you can't trust the government to help us, because more than likely, the people who are in the government are going to operate on their best interest before your best interest. That's why the whole small government argument tends to come back up so often, because it's like, look, if you can say from the left, from the liberal leftist point of view, that the government did all these things to people, then why aren't you receptive to the idea of shrinking the size and scope of government?
Like, well, that's your perception. Yeah, so I didn't say I'm shrinking it. Shrinking itself.
I would ask this. I would push at this. Okay, and David brought up a valid point. That's why I said you can't say feed me, please, and then they're like, okay, and you see them pouring in a bowl, some doggone cereal, but then they take a little bit of rat poison pellets and they crush it up and they sprinkle on there. Are you going to eat the cereal, or are you just going to say, shit, I might just go ahead and starve? Because, I mean, damn, eat the poison, eat the cereal. I mean, I'll be full, but I just ate some rat poison. Or I'm going to just starve and have to figure it out from here. Like,
right. I'll be hungry today, but I'll be alive tomorrow.
You're going to be in pain and you're going to die or agonize to death. I've seen people eat rat poison. That's not a very pretty death. You will be alive. So, in looking at that, so I'm going to go ahead and clack at this real quick. Okay. The 1%ers, a biker gang, / Melissa / gang / racist pieces of trash of the earth. Even though some of them like to call themselves Proud Boys, they are literally they're a horrible group of individuals that have been caught doing things and hazing and bothering immigrants, blacks, pretty much anybody. They have been known to grow and have meth and all kinds of stuff.
Aren't we still waiting for that Civil War to pop off, or that didn't happen?
It's never gonna happen. Them poor.
Because I'm pretty sure that people sat on this panel 2 weeks ago and was talking about that. But anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so them poor white trash people, for the love of God, have been here doing all kind of crazy stuff. But if y'all also know them as AKA trailer trash. Now the thing about it is, sometimes they're spotty, but if they get known as, 1 minute they're a gang, next minute, whenever they want to put on their Confederate, the South shall rise again clothes, they're a militia. And to no end, I'll be like, wait, so whatever uniform you want to put on today, now, yes, did some gangs have the history of protecting their community? Yes. Your part depends on if you are under them and under their terroristic law. If you want to be under Sharia law and be under the goddamn Taliban, okay, I'll protect you. But that doesn't mean I'm not terrorizing my people in my area. You can't say, it's like we're trying to doggone make sense of a warlord over you. Like, some people will say Saddam Hussein was a great man. But then when you start looking at all the videos, you're like, okay, this is truly an evil man. This is truly an evil man. Like, but then again, it was an evil that was dealing with evil. So when I hear it about the gang talk, and god dang, y'all know I could be making content for days on these kind of things. That's why I say people can't contest with me on these things. When I hear about it, well, we had gangs that were protecting people, yeah, and they also were selling dope, and they also were raping and making illicit babies, and everybody was afraid to tell the police to prosecute these people, because what would happen? Oh, right, you would get your head blown off, or grandma might get killed. So it couldn't get, I don't know about, it was all smoke and heavily fired in Valhalla for us. Like, it wasn't, like I said, things wasn't always sweet. I'm not trying to say everybody was bad, but we have had good people. But see, to be fair, I shouldn't have to leave my community for me and Jay and our kids to be safe. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I know some single parents.
I agree.
I know some single parents or just some men and women that literally say, yo, I want to be with my family. I know some brothers, I want to be with my girl and my kids, but because of the lifestyle that I'm in, I know they will shoot or kill my kids. Oh, wait, we've seen that on the news where ex-gang member kid got shot in the car seat of the car when he went to go pick up his little girl just to spend a Sunday with. Oh, right. Because he has an affiliation with the gang, they don't go. See, when I grew up in the gang era, guess what? Gang members don't go after you. You can fight back. They go after people who can't fight back, i.e., the children, i.e., your woman, i.e., anybody who can't fight back. That was the reality of that world. That was the reality of that world. When y'all wonder about what happened to all the men in the church or in the community, they're either dead or in prison, or literally they're in some type of ICU coma where we know they're not waking up. We just know they're not waking up. And we got to stop the narrative. I get it. The 94 crime bill, yes, it had its issues, but God dang it, y'all quit trying to make it seem like everything was heavily a sliced bread for us back in the day. Like crack was bad, baby. Listen, weed was the gateway drug, yes, but once you sprinkle some crack in there, all your pain's going away. Yes, we understand. We have single mothers. Yes, we get it. That single mother thing had doggone flaked up, where some of the girls were turned from tricks to goddamn either they were raped or abused. Nobody wanted to report the rape or abuse because nobody wanted to tell on the cousin or nobody wanted to tell on that one person in the community because they were giving money to people in the community. So we chose to turn a blind eye to those type of people, but they were also doing bad stuff. And see, the system can't work if you don't actually properly work and function your system towards you. I'm not going to play these games. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I want to see men in the home, but I also understand some men were they were just making babies, but they weren't trying to be in the home. I'm not going to lie about it. Yes, there are women that have kids that literally had multiple baby fathers. That is true. I will not lie about that. But then I also understand that guess what? Majority of the time, grandma or somebody else will take them damn kids away. All those kids will end up saying, you know what? I don't want to be like you, mama. Sometimes they will be like their parents, but after a while, sometimes they will have resentment for their parents. And we're seeing that a lot where a lot of these black kids now, they're having more so resentment of the culture because they're like, yo, why did you bear me into hell on earth? So go ahead, Chaos. We're about to wrap it up. Chaos?
Yeah, no, I agree we all agree on that. And that's why I said the issue is poverty. The issue is kids need to be graduating school with some type of education that can get them a good career, like plumbing or something. You could learn how to plumb from like your uncle that knows how to plumb, like shit like that. And also you gotta also take into consideration people don't like that crime bill because why is it that BMT if you let's say you poor, you struggling, you in the hood, you go and you sell some dope, but then a white kid over in I don't know the suburbs does the same exact thing. You're getting like twice as many sentences. That's the issue. It's the over policing and the over incarceration with no alternative. Because if you sell it, you get 20 years.
I don't think anyone disagrees for ounce. That part.
No, I don't disagree with what you're saying, Chaos. I'm gonna ask you a question. You know who Yaya Mayweather is, right? Okay, I gotta go. Y'all go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was you saying, Jay?
Oh, I think no. He said, "You know who Yaya?" I'm trying to figure out the point he was trying to make. He was talking about Yaya Mayweather. That's Floyd Mayweather's daughter, and I guess she got caught up. Yeah, I guess she got caught up with NBA YoungBoy maybe, and like now she's pregnant by him, and he's like an abuser. He's got like 7 kids, this, that, and the third. I'm not quite sure where he was going with that.
Well, that kind of shit, it makes a motherfucker just look black pill. You start thinking real black pill about the situation because like, and Floyd Mayweather, he might be a decent dude, he's successful like hell, but he's probably not like I don't know what he is personality wise. Is he like a sharp guy or what? Because I hear he's not the brightest guy. But it kind of makes either way, it don't matter because like even if a guy like Floyd Mayweather can't control his daughter so she doesn't get caught in these type of situations, it kind of kills the whole family argument. Like this shit is getting out of your hands now. It's way out of control. Like you can't even be a rich man and have your daughter behave properly because what is he supposed to do? He'll be the bad guy no matter what.
Yeah, but she's basically
that's just one situation.
Because Floyd Mayweather is the exact same way. He's abusive to the women that he's with too. So, and that's been documented.
It's culture too, though. Yeah, and it's culture.
Yeah, Floyd's not a family man. Really?
Oh, and that's why I kind of prefaced it by saying I'm not sure what kind of guy Floyd is. Maybe he's just not a stern patriarchal type of guy, even with all that kind of money.
But go ahead. What else were you gonna say, KS, in regards to the crime bill thing?
Oh yeah. Well, for me personally, it's not just the crime bill. When I have like my issues with Joe Biden, it's also him saying he don't want his kids growing up in a racial jungle. It's also when like 2 months ago he was just like, oh, Hispanics ain't like blacks because y'all got diversity of thought. Y'all don't all think the same. Like, and then when he was on the Breakfast Club talking about, oh, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, the Democrats literally treated us like we don't matter. They interviewing Cardi B, but they won't sit down with, community organizations, and then they have a commercial with girls twerking, strippers twerking, talking about get to the polls. Like, what type of bullshit is that?
You have to understand something, and I'm not.
You'll never see that shit happen to the white community.
Well, yeah. I want to say this: a lot of these commercials aren't sponsored by the said candidate. I will say that. Like, I know there's been a few commercials that were, to be fair, and I'm going to keep it 100 with you. There has been commercials on the side of Trump as well. I'm trying not to be too political, that were very, very seedy, to say the least. And they were not sponsored by the Trump campaign. So I believe that stripper commercial was not sponsored by the Biden campaign. So you have to be mindful of that. Like, if you had an X amount of dollars to put up, you can come up with a commercial and say anything you want to. So it
definitely wasn't from the Bidens. That's not the issue.
Right.
The issue is that people. The issue is that people will defend the hell out of it within the Democrat establishment. Motherfuckers like Roland Martin over there, they yucking it up like ain't nothing wrong with that shit. That's what's crazy about it. That people think it's even okay. You don't come at white voters with stripper bitches, but you think it's okay with us.
But we're blaming the Biden. That's my point. You can't blame the Biden campaign. It's an independent. If David, if you had enough money to put up a commercial for Donald Trump with a bunch of white strippers, that would be on you. You can do it. That's my point.
I wanted to contest.
All right, Jay. Jay, we'll give you.
Hang on. Let me say it like this. I brought up the Yaya thing, and I had to run off real quick. Melissa fell off the ladder, so we got her sitting down now. Thank God we got workers. Y'all gotta understand this. Listen, y'all. If you got money, you can make problems and things go away. Okay? Yaya's literally, that girl done stabbed up another woman. Yet in a few days, she's out doing a baby shower. I know y'all, nobody questioned that. Nobody overthought that. You got the right kind of money. Jay, can you stab up somebody and almost kill them and think you're gonna be out?
I live in a white area, so I'm pretty sure I will be under the jail.
Can any of us get away with that? No. Understand. We have seen, again, this is the problem. That, again, I hear a lot about the system, but if you got enough money, you can get away with a lot of stuff.
And that's on both sides of the aisle.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I brought up Yaya. And I hadn't even talked about that. But I was like, yo, this girl literally stabbed up somebody, and she's just cooling, just living it up. So we gotta start taking into mind. And I'm looking at, and as I look at this, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, like, I get y'all got smoke or heat for this 94 crime bill, but come on now. For a lot of us, let's stop in there. I'm gonna do another show talking about I'm a child of the welfare state, and I really want to see what people got to say for that.
What is that supposed to be?
Let me make a final statement on that.
Go ahead.
Crime bill. Let me make a final statement on the crime bill. See, look.
Please be quick.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be real quick. It's gonna be quick. The people that study this stuff knows that, they came up with this private prison thing. They put the crack in place, and then they had to get the bodies to make money. This was for the private prison industry, so that our crime became profitable. And that's another issue with like you said, the 100-to-1 sentencing. This was not a solution for us. This was a weapon against us. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're perceiving it based on like it was a solution for some hard times that we were going through. But I'm saying that we should not perceive it like that. These people were taking advantage of us, and it was not a solution. And true enough, you're right. We trusted them. We believed them at that time based on the information that we had as a group. A lot of people did not believe them, but we got to start being more solutions oriented for ourselves, and that's all I got to say. That 94 crime bill was a weapon. It was a racist weapon against us, not something that was trying to solve crime for us. So that's it.
Thank you, Mike. All right. Ghost, you got anything you want to say before so we can wrap it up?
Who? Me?
Nope. Okay.
No, I'm good.
Go ahead, Chaos.
Nah, I was gonna say, I think that's the whole issue is that it's all types of studies out there that say black people and white people use drugs at the same exact rate, but you don't see them police in these other neighborhoods as much, and that's like really the issue. And then back to what Jay was saying, it ain't even just the okay, you got me on the stripper video, you got me on that, but why is it that Bernie Sanders sits down with Cardi B, Joe Biden sits down with Cardi B, Joe Biden goes on the Breakfast Club, but they don't sit down with no intellectuals that's really gonna hard press them? Like they don't sit down with like Thomas Sowell, Walter Williams, Dr. Umar Johnson. If they sat down with Dr. Umar Johnson, I'd blow my fucking
absolutely
head off.
The fuck not. But anyway, absolutely the fuck not. No.
All right, but
that was a bad example. I'll give you the rest of them. But not that scammer and grifter. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I think. All
right, but they ain't even. I don't even know if they sat down with Roland Martin.
Roland Martin.
But then I would counter argue. I will counter argue with you and say, how do you know they didn't reach out to them? There was a list that was posted, and I don't remember. It was just in my Twitter scrolling and ramblings. But there was a list that was posted of people that they did reach out to that didn't respond, and that's on both sides, that didn't respond or declined. Sometimes celebrities and people in higher, more, whatever backgrounds, they choose not to be political one way or for one side or the other side, just because they don't want to cause controversy. There are a lot of people that just choose not to be political and not to sit down with one party or the other party for whatever their reason is. And one could say that maybe I don't want to necessarily say Roland Martin, but sometimes, especially newscasters, do have to keep things neutral. So they wouldn't sit down with one side, and not sit down with the other party.
I want to quickly cut at that. Listen,
I want
a lot of these people. You gotta understand, and I understand why Denzel don't ever say anything now. I used to always wonder, Denzel, why don't you ever say anything, brother?
Right.
But then now, when I see how they just turned up on Ice Cube, right. and I haven't even talked about that doggone Fat Joe and Busta Rhymes discussion. I will discuss that later on. But
we have a cancel culture right now.
Can we? Speaking of Ice Cube, can we just point out the hypocrisy? This motherfucker sat down to do an interview with Cardi B, bro. And come on, man. And you going to tell me that's not a full-throated endorsement of strippers and stripper culture?
Now here's the thing.
Can't talk to Ice Cube.
Now, hold on. Now, to also look at David, it did come out that Kamala Harris did try to have a Zoom meeting with him. That was actually a fact. Kamala Harris herself.
No. Ice Cube was going for a one-on-one conversation like you gave Cardi fucking B, but you wanted to put Ice Cube in a 12-man Zoom meeting. Fuck out of here.
Okay. But so he did that with that. His people talked to Trump's team, not him personally, but he said out of his own mouth, let me know if I'm wrong. He said, I did not talk to Trump.
Yeah, he did. He basically got like an email, essentially. Right. Like it wasn't like a private conversation.
So it's either you get an email or you get a Zoom meeting with the next VP. I don't know which one. I would take that Zoom meeting.
No. It's not
and
that.
We could also say, how do you know that Zoom meeting? It could have been like. It could have been like
productive.
Okay.
So later on, it's like, look, he incorporated some of my shit. Ice Cube was looking at some platinum playing like, yeah, I see some of my stuff right here and right there too.
That platinum playing was
you can't get that. You can't get that when Joe Biden won't even talk to you at all. But he'll talk to Cardi fucking B, bro. Come on. You can't give me that shit. Why you talking to Cardi B, but Ice Cube has an actual platform?
David, let me hit you at this. David. Did not Trump Jr. make a false picture of Ice Cube wearing a Trump hat?
Yep, and they had to take it down.
Did he not do that? Okay, so there we go. So I would be pissed off that you.
Why is that relevant?
Whoa! A picture is very relevant because literally a lot of people ran with that picture with him and 50 Cent sitting at a basketball game, and he said, "Look at them. They're wearing Trump hats. They support us." That is very.
Ice Cube said, "Take that shit down." Those were his exact words.
He said that immediately. That is very relevant. That's literally saying that.
Because.
Go ahead, Ken.
Oh, I was gonna say, it looks like he's endorsing. It looks like he's endorsing Trump. But what I was also gonna say is that Dr. Claude Anderson was on the. I'm saying the picture of him, of the Photoshop with him wearing the Make America Great Again hat would make it look like he's endorsing Trump. That's what I was saying.
Right.
But what I'm also saying too is Dr. Claude Anderson was just on the Breakfast Club 2 weeks ago. He's educated. He's been in politics. He's pretty unbiased, and he said himself that Charlamagne asked him. He said, "Has anybody from either campaign reached out to you?" And he said, "Jared Kushner." He said, "No one from the Democrats reached out to him. Jared Kushner reached out to him though from Trump's campaign."
So I got, and I'm glad you brought that up about Dr. Claude Anderson. You want to know one of the people that was actually, how everybody was saying somebody needs to coach Ice Cube and help him out? Guess who was helping him? It was Dr. Claude Anderson. See, Dr. Claude Anderson. That's why I said sometimes we gotta understand how sometimes the best way how you attack politics. There's some groups they have it where they could be the person behind the curtain, and I'm just the voice. She could be on one podium, but she's also sliding me the note.
I agree.
Hey, say this.
And you have to look at it like this too, as far as Cardi B specifically. And I'm not going to talk about anybody else just at this time, just for the sake of this conversation. Cardi B is the most popular person there is right now. Let's just be real. Like, love her, hate her, however you feel about her.
Among women, maybe.
That she is one of the most. She is one of the most popular personalities out here right now. Is that
no? She's the biggest female draw right now. She's the biggest female actor going on. I'm not denying that, but that's the.
All right, I said love her or hate her. I said it doesn't matter how you feel about her. She is the biggest draw. She has the biggest Twitter, the most followers right now. People pay attention to what she's doing right now at the moment. So, with that being said, that's why Joe Biden or whoever sat down with her. I'm gonna just be real. Ice Cube is a legend. I'm not taking nothing away from Ice Cube. He is a legend. He is. But who's really checking for Ice Cube like right now? Like
no, absolutely. But the only appropriate response to what you just said is you're proving to everyone that the Democrats will choose style over substance when it comes to solving Black people's problem.
Well,
that is the point you can make from that, though.
If they're trying to appeal to younger voters, because they were
but what is Cardi B offering other than her image and her titties? What is she offering?
Because they were trying to appeal to younger voters.
David, in looking at that, was not a lot of rappers getting behind Obama, and literally we saw a huge surge of young people come out and vote for Obama.
Right, and that's where I was going with that. Is that they were trying to appeal to younger voters. Ice Cube appeals to people in my age, in their 40s and up. That's who Ice Cube appeals to. Biden was trying to get the 18 to 25 crowd. That's who he was trying to get. And that's who he got. And that is
when I first came into the chat room and you were talking about like the whole hood conservative thing, BMT, that's kind of the irony of it. And it's a little bit of a joke in my mind too. Like, yeah, it's a little bit of a troll because what you see happening is exactly that on the right, with the young, hip, urban demographic is slightly pulling to the right now. So when you get like Waka Flocka and Lil Pump and Lil Wayne and 50 Cent, like that is also an attack. Well, not an attack, but it's also a ploy for the younger demo.
Hold on, though. Oh yeah, hold on though. First off, it's a complete difference. A celebrity coming out of the blue saying they endorse someone is not the same thing as the candidate sitting down to do an interview with someone who is illiterate. Like, let's keep it a bean. And then on top of that, Jay, it's the fact that the Democrats have a track record. When Hillary Clinton ran in 2016, she didn't have no plan for Black America, but her last 2 weeks of the campaign, she does a concert with Beyonce and Jay-Z. Like, that's how they're treating us. It's a track record of them sitting down with figures and people who are influential,
this
but
whole
not
thing with Ice Cube
actually sitting down with an intellectual.
No. Style over substance. Again, you're right, bro. Style over substance.
But this whole thing was Ice Cube was to be fair to keep you 100.
Ice Cube had a whole policy proposal, though. No. Ice Cube had a policy. What's Beyonce and Jay-Z policy proposal?
Policy. This was stuff that was nothing new.
Jay-Z was actually going for he was actually fighting the crime bills, but he actually was paying with his own money to get minority men out of incarceration too.
BMT. BMT. Jay-Z does a lot.
Jay-Z is doing philanthropist stuff now. So
yes, both of them are. Yes.
BMT, you missed the point. You just missed the mark totally.
Actually funding housing HUD programs for families. So that's not just for women, but that's for
Cardi B and Lizzo and Meg Thee Stallion all give money to minority women to different programs in the community. They're all helping out women in the community, so they all do different kinds.
That's not what I'm.
That's a good. No, they're all helping out the chicks, right?
Chill. That's not what I'm saying. That's not the point that I'm making. Jay-Z has done work for the community his whole career, and I'm not taking nothing from him. What I'm saying is, when Hillary had no plan for Black America and then she does a concert, she walks out on a concert. Beyonce says women didn't have the right to vote. That's why you shouldn't vote for Hillary. And then that was it. Same thing with Joe Biden with Cardi B. She didn't even ask him any policy questions. She literally said, "Not Trump." Then she did the tongue roll joint or whatever. Okay. Ice Cube said he had his proposal. He reached out to both campaigns, and he said that only the Trump campaign reached back out to him.
Right. But what I'm saying,
and he still has not endorsed Trump. He just said that campaign reached out to him.
But what I'm saying, that so-called platinum plan that you're talking about, that's all stuff that Trump had already said 4 years ago.
He already been
hasn't done anything.
No, but Ice Cube
said all of that.
But Jake, Ice Cube's plan. No, bro. Ice Cube's plan is not the platinum plan. The platinum plan was Trump's plan. Ice Cube's plan is the contract with Black America.
But that was the platinum plan that came out.
No, I didn't. I said that Ice Cube.
That's not how it went.
No, it wasn't. The platinum plan. Hold on. The platinum plan was already an existing plan that Trump had. Ice Cube separately, without the Trump administration, him with Dr. Claude Anderson and some other people did the contract with Black America, which is a completely separate plan. And then he said he reached out to both campaigns to implement his plan, and that the Trump campaign reached back out to him. So they were going to incorporate his plan with the platinum plan. That's two. They were two completely different plans.
Let me ask this question. How many Black people are honestly bidding or putting their money into their own community, or do we more so spend out of our community?
Oh, I agree with you. The consumerism is a problem, and that's why I said it's a culture.
Okay. So in looking at that, now I get y'all all are upset about the Cardi B thing. I'm not sure if y'all ever seen, and I'm not taking it for her, but I'm not sure if y'all ever seen her on a Latin radio station. They don't throw no jabs at her. If anything, they're like, "Well, you did a good job." Like she was talking about college, and literally about her going to college and how it was hard for her. So guess who Dominique voted for Joe Biden? College kids. When she said something about college, and they're like, oh, snap. Mm-hmm. He was talking about college things. They can't. Granted, I get it. A lot of kids would like to go to college, but they can't go to college. A lot of people would like to afford things they can't afford. You got to understand. Listen, y'all. At this point in the game, but I know somebody already asked me a message. What Camilla's going to put black people in jail. My God, I really need y'all to go take a civics class on how U.S. government works. Please do. Y'all really do. Y'all got more problems with that woman, but y'all damn sure don't got no problems for these judges. These judges are the ones.
I'm pretty sure it's because she's a woman of color more so than anything. But
so
anyway,
we will definitely have to do a class on judges versus vice president. Which one?
Not to mention that she was the lead prosecutor over an entire state. I don't know how she personally.
That's her job to prosecute. I'm just saying, if I'm a prosecutor, I'm going to
California Attorney General.
That ain't the issue.
She will lock you up if your kids cut school, bro.
The issue was the fact that
Connecticut does it.
David, do we not have people in our own doggo in this space saying, let the community burn?
Right, David, specifically.
Who's saying that?
Why do you care?
Oh, okay, yes, you didn't know about that slogan, but we actually had a slogan that let the community burn. So,
and the people who say that think it's ironic that you vote for the niggas with the flamethrowers. I mean, it's funny as hell. Let the community burn if that's what you guys really want.
David, watch this. I did a video talking about voting. How many people you think came to watch that video?
I'm not sure. How many?
Not much. Okay. I did a video talking about Punani. How many people you think came for that video?
Oh, well, hey. You can do a video about Punani and always get a few draws, man.
You've been around me for a long time. So just think about it. Whenever we do the realistic talk, y'all don't care for the policy talk. That's not a big talk.
Well, I already listen. I was having this conversation with the Brain Trust a long time ago, and they said it sounds crazy to them, but I keep trying to listen. This point will work, and no matter what side you on, beautiful women sell. If you find beautiful women, well, not let me not say beautiful, just find some attractive looking women that'll cam up and have these conversations. Guarantee you might double your audience just for the fact that it's something pretty to look at. And if she's actually saying things that kind of soothe men's egos and don't give them things to really, really worry about, like the typical shit that men hate women for in their circles, it'll be a guaranteed win. But dudes don't necessarily think like that, and those women are hard to find.
Right. So like I said, y'all, hopefully, like I said, we in 2020. It's about to be 2021. Do y'all best. I did it. If y'all want to have a talk about the 94 crime bill, I'm gonna grab people who we actually lived through those eras. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't know what some people talking about this sweet sauce, because I'm gonna be like, listen, man, I feared more so them gangbangers than I did fear them police. I'm just letting you know right now. Let's stop the narrative. People feared the gangbanger more than the police. That was a fact. Gangbangers knew where you slept that night. The police had to ask, hey, where the hell did this guy sleep?
Well, that's why I don't even agree with this defund the police bullshit. There's so many lies in that shit.
Why did Bill Clinton apologize then?
Why did Bill Clinton apologize? I don't know. Y'all can ask him.
What was it like?
Ever since Monica Lewinsky, he's been having to apologize, bro. That's just the guy he is. Ever since Monica Lewinsky, he will apologize.
Y'all did not have a problem voting for him twice, and he got caught in so many different things, and yet we still kept voting for him. When we call him the first black president?
Wait a minute. He got caught when that whole thing when Monica Lewinsky was in his second term. So
yeah. So y'all gotta understand, Bill got caught doing all kind of stuff. We kept voting for him. We call him all kinds of the first black president. He's cool. All the stuff. Dude gets on set on what's the dude? Arsenio Hall play the saxophone. Y'all stop. Y'all were not that offended by Bill.
Look,
Bill was
his wife took him back, and so did we.
Exactly. So let's not pretend. Bill, no, we were having a good time with Bill. Please, we all were. We like Bill. We like Bill. Let's not pretend like we didn't like Bill.
I don't think anyone has an issue. But you're bringing up the crime bill, and I'm saying when Hillary Clinton ran, Bill Clinton did a rally or something, and he apologized for the crime bill, which means that clearly there was issues with, there was residual issues.
Nobody said that there wasn't,
even if it worked.
It's a moot point, though.
No, and that's not why he apologized, bro.
That's where I'm lost. Like, no one said that it was perfect and we need to go with that forever. And that's the part that I'm confused about. Nobody said that.
And that's why the apology is fake.
But what I'm saying is nobody said that. So why is it that people the whole point of this whole show was that people keep hanging on to that crime bill. Oh, they did this in 94. We don't know. It's like we've come. If that's the case, let's hold on to the fact that, you know what, the voting acts, what is it? The right to vote for Black people may supposed to expire in a couple of years. So, they keep amending it instead of putting something permanent into play. So why are we not focused on something like that versus, but back 30 years ago, it's like, again, it's like y'all cherry pick, just like motherfuckers cherry pick the Bible. Y'all cherry pick this shit. Go ahead.
Nah, I don't cherry pick. I don't vote. I don't even.
You're cherry picking.
Libertarian. I don't vote Democrat or Republican, so I have no need to be biased.
Okay.
I'm not cherry picking. What a generation of fathers is like locked up for minor.
But why are they locked up? You mean to tell me they got locked up for no reason?
I just said some of it is minor. Some of it is minor. If you have
okay, the percentage of minor
weed on you and you're Black,
all right,
and you get,
how many people does that versus how many other people are sitting in prison? What are I need the percentage breakdown. How many people are sitting in prison for minor offenses like a gram of weed versus being, the kingpin, or versus killing grandma, or versus raping, or versus having 10 pounds of cocaine in their trunk? Like, I mean, we would really have to break down the numbers of how. I'm not saying what's right or what's wrong. All I'm saying is you would really have to take a look at I'm pretty sure the majority of people that are sitting in prison doing 20-year sentences are sitting there because they did major crimes, not because they had a gram of weed. And actually, Kim Kardashian, who y'all hate so much,
if you sold, what are you talking about?
Out of prison, so go figure.
And so has Trump. He's pardoned a lot of people as well. But the whole point is, yes, if you were caught with an ounce, you know how much an ounce is. If you was caught with an ounce of crack on you, and you do it, you get caught once, they lock you up. All right, 30 days, whatever. They lock you up. You get caught selling it again, and that's why I said the issue goes back to poverty.
If you have a drunk, if you get
job option, you feel as though you have, and
if you get caught drunk driving for the third time, you go to jail for 90 days. So what's the difference? Drunk driving, that's kind of a nuisance crime, right? So the first time you lose your life, and I know this for a fact because my psycho ex-boyfriend had gotten locked up, but the first time he got, the first time, slap on the wrist, whatever, you do some program or whatever, you get your license back. Second time, you lose your license for 90 days, you do some other shit, whatever. Third time, they lock you up for 90 days. So what's the difference between a DUI, which is, like I said, that's kind of a nuisance thing. Like a DUI, that's not much and that's not affecting anyone, versus what you're talking about, crack cocaine. It's the same shit. That's what I'm saying. It's the same shit.
I just want y'all to know, for the person that's asking me, did I read the crime bill? Yes. And actually, we've had extensive talks about the crime bill. I've lived through the crime bill. I don't know why people keep thinking. I literally was talking about it before most of y'all even came into the chat. That's why KS said, "Hey man, can we talk about it?" I was talking about it, and I don't talk on my ass. Like I literally talked about my dad and drugs. Talked about incarceration. I've gone over everything with y'all. Okay, right. So listen, y'all.
And I'm sure we've talked about it long before the election too.
Long before the election. So y'all don't. You know one thing that y'all like to talk about. Y'all don't like to talk about the human trafficking in the Black community. Huh? Why don't y'all talk about that? Y'all think drugs was the only thing that was getting taken in and out of the community? Do y'all want to talk about the human trafficking? Y'all want to talk about all the Black people that were disappearing during the 90s that were being sold?
They don't care about women because they were probably some single mothers.
So, like I said, I can go down the dark web of things that have happened. How many kids posters were plastered on at the church, at the community center, at the schools? How many kids died? How many people? Like I said, there was a lot of things going down that we just like to turn a blind eye. How many people were abused, raped, killed off, or shot? Let's not pretend it was sweet and honey and nutmeg. So,
well, hey, but because it was crack, that person should be out of jail, even though it was, let's say, your brother or sister or cousin that got shot and killed for $2. I guess they should be walking the street, right?
Everybody is cool with it until it
happens to them. Yeah,
exactly. So let it be. And I'm just saying, like brother KS, if somebody has shot at him but hit his brother, I don't think, and I'm just using this for hypothetical, and David was a judge, the last thing he would want to hear David say is, listen, man, I'm going to put you in jail for 1 year and then I'm going to let you out. But KS's brother is handicapped for life. Now, y'all going to have to miss him with that and tell me y'all don't want that person to get out. Y'all going to have to miss him with that. Some of the dudes, I get that y'all say, well, they got caught with dime bags.
No one's saying that. That's you're reaching.
No. See, that's the chaos. KS, you're new to this space, so I'm trying to let you know. I get when people bring up the 3 strike rules and stuff, but some people were literally had more than 3 strikes. Actually, I gotta be real with you. I know a lot of black people that had more than 3 strikes with their community when we all knew that they were that bad seed. And that they were still getting away with stuff. And literally after a while, we were like, thank God that white man pulled up and took them out. Thank God that them kids were taken out of that house. Thank goodness that lady is gone. We were glad so many people were like, we're not getting rid of them fast enough. And I got love for my community, but we're not gonna pretend that it's like we have a lot of decency. The people that should be gone are still here, and the people that were doing the right thing. I know plenty of people that should have gone to college, that were going to have families, that were going to do stuff with their life, and their life got snuffed out all because of the wrong day or a stupid argument. And I'm so sick and tired of the hypocrisy. Like, it's crazy. It is crazy. Like I said, I don't even have smoke for David when he brings us some stuff. Like, we got a lot of smoke for that 5-0, but we don't have no smoke for the dude that's literally selling 5 grams and more of goddamn dope in front of goddamn grandma's house. Because you go ahead and you can report that cop. You report that dope dealer. He knows where you're going. He knows you're going home. And he's gonna wait.
That's why I'm for the Second Amendment. That's why I'm for the Second Amendment.
I am too.
But that's not the answer to everything. That's not the point. No one's saying that that's right or wrong, but that's not the answer.
Exactly. No. Exactly. Copy Google and YouTube.
No, I agree with you.
I hate copy for that one. No, I'm just saying, man. Listen, man.
I agree.
That's why
I agree with you.
know.
But what Renaissance Man was saying, and that goes back to, I think it was Renaissance Man that was talking about with Reagan and the with the war on drugs. If they put the drugs in the communities, and then all of a sudden people are selling them or getting high off of them. What it's really saying is a war on black people, but they're using drugs as the I always take responsibility for myself. I haven't done any crime, been arrested, none of that.
No. So so did you sell drugs back in the day?
Did not at all. But the issue is did you kill people over drugs? No.
You see? But why are you so defending them? God dang, I feel like I'm doing damage.
Because a lot of people, whoa. Because a lot of people have fathers who are locked up because all they did was sell a gram, an ounce, or whatever of coke. You have white people doing the same exact thing and getting a slap of 30 days probation. You'll do 15 days in a community service center, but you do the same job. You're getting the ballpark.
No, Kaz, listen. I get you. My mama and my grandma and my daddy them told me before we go to the grocery. How many of y'all had that talk before you go to the grocery store? Don't touch nothing. Don't do nothing. But Timmy, you're not Timmy. You're my child. You can't get away and do the same stuff Timmy does. You're my child. You act up, I'm slapping you right in your face. Isn't that not right, David? So we pretend like we don't know the rules, and I get it. Y'all say, hey, the law's a lot harder. Congratulations, you knew that you came from a hard line, but it's literally the thing about it is we know these people have done harm, and I get it, Daddy. And I told my father, and I love him. I love that man. I hug him and I pull his beard and I give him a kiss on the cheek. I said, Dad, listen, y'all, I'm gonna tell you for myself. I've had hard times being a husband and being a father, being a man in my house. And I've had times where I could have made a call and somebody could literally have put a packet of $20,000 of stuff in my hand and say, I need you to move this. You got the stuff, you got the vehicles, you got the resources, you can move it. But the minute I do that, that means I have literally thrown my family away.
Because you know what I like to say, Joe? I got a job with benefits. I don't fuck with the illegal shit. Like you.
Because you gotta understand, listen, you can't listen. You can't, it's like people want to go gamble at the casino and put their money on the table. They want to win the money, but they don't want to put nothing on the line. You can't listen. It's a gamble. You can get the fast money if you want, but understand this: you're taking the risk. And if you want to run the risk and say, "Well, they didn't know better," like,
I'm gonna say this.
BMT.
Like y'all
that right there.
Like we don't know better.
That right there, bro. That is almost like the essential difference between what you see going on with the left versus the right. You know, politically speaking, you got one group of people on the left who are like, people have to be rescued from all their bad gambles. And, you know, it doesn't matter if they bet the farm on a dream and a bag of beans. Like, so what? We got enough money to save everybody. So that's how they are on the left. But on the right, you got people like, listen, man, you come to my casino when you lose your money, you're not getting no walk home money. You're just going to have to walk home. Like, that's how it is. That's the way life works. And you need to be like brutally honest about life.
You kind of moving the goalposts, maybe not you personally, but you kind of moving the goalposts on that for the simple fact that I'm not necessarily saying you specifically, David, but just in general, you're talking about the left versus the right. So people on the right are the ones bringing up the crime. Like, what is it? People that are voting for Trump, voting for a lot of people. I'm not saying you, but a lot of people are voting for Trump because of the crime bill.
Well, hold on. I think you weren't really here when I addressed that part, and I was blunt about it. Like, as far as people on the right are concerned, we don't really give a fuck about the crime bill, as far as I know. Like, I don't hear a lot of people talking about how fucked up it was on the right.
Oh, I do.
The issue, hold on. The issue is that because it became it's an anchor around the neck of Joe Biden in particular, because he was the author of the crime bill. He's up there giving speeches about how, you know, I don't care who it was, you gotta lock him up. He was coming after your mother, sister, daughter, same shit we was just saying. He did a whole speech on the Senate floor. So it's like people on the left, and then at this moment with BLM and everybody's anti-cop, how you gonna run a candidate for president when you guys are fucking the authors of the crime bill, but everybody in your party right now is on. But everybody in your party is trying to defund the police, but you're the author of the major crime bill. Like, this is a great political weapon. No, fuck it. It's a political weapon. That we don't care about it. It's a political weapon. It's just not. It's practical. It's pragmatic.
You mean to tell me? And I can tell you how I thought and felt. And Joe, you could probably agree. KS, I don't know how old you are, but there are certain political points and ideals that I might have felt 10, 15. I just turned 42. So there are things that I felt when I was in my 20s, when I was in my 30s, versus now, especially when you start having children, when you start having a family, your ideals change to a certain, and this isn't specific to any party. I'm just speaking in general. So bear with me. Your ideals and your needs change as you get older for whatever the case may be. So with that being said, like we said at the beginning of the show, what was happening, you would have to look at what was happening at that time versus what is happening now. And I'm just saying that
we don't have to do any of that because it doesn't matter. We're not in it for the substance. You're correct on all your points. I'm not saying you're wrong about anything you said. You asked me a question about why we're talking about it now, and I'm telling you it's a cold, calculated political maneuver, nothing else.
Okay.
And I think it's effective too because all the conversation. Look at what we're talking about now. Look at how you just said. You just said that people from the left are voting for Trump because of the crime bill.
Yeah.
So like,
that's why we're talking about it now, actually. So yeah, but I think someone in the comments said, I think it was Coffee, and you're absolutely right. You know, as far as not necessarily specifically the crime bill, but you're absolutely right. At some point, you know that you're not living right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not living right. You know that, you know what, this ain't right. I need to do something to get out the street. So you go to the military. And I'll say this, and he'll probably be mad that I brought it up, but my boyfriend back in the 90s was into illegal things. We'll just say that, back when he was 16, 17 years old. And I asked him one day, I said, did you know at that time, did you understand the consequences of your actions? And he said, yeah. He said, I absolutely understood what was at stake when I was doing what I was doing. Every time I did what I did, I knew what was at stake. I knew that I could serve time. I knew, I had family that I lost because of the game that he was in. So he was smart enough at some point between 18, 19 years old, maybe 20, I don't know. I didn't know him back then, and he went to the military for that exact reason, because he knew that, damn, I'm doing this. I know it's means to an end. I need to get my life together, kind of thing. So you're right. So that's where the 3 strikes thing comes into play. As granted, luckily he never got caught in doing anything he did. But at some point, the average person, by the time you're 16 on up, so to go to your 3 strikes thing, KS, the average person knows that they're not living right. So at what point do you say, yeah, okay, we can go and talk about all day that the CIA put drugs into the communities and Reagan and all that. We could talk about, that's a whole other conversation. But you know that this shit is illegal.
You remember that song the Rockefeller came out with, even though what we do is wrong? Like, that was literally the whole theme of the song. Like, motherfuckers know. They take their chances, and then I resent how, like, it's like, I don't think you should talk down to the situation. Okay, don't pretend like people are stupid. Don't pretend like people haven't taken a open, knowing gamble on their life. All right, now respect the consequences. You know how motherfuckers be like, respect the game. Listen, sometimes you could lose the game. Respect that shit too.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, because we were talking about the 3 strikes thing. Like when you were saying, oh, well, you got caught with a gram or you got caught with this, you knew what the consequences were.
But
at least the average person did.
The issue though is poverty. That's what I keep saying. It all goes back to poverty. People who have job opportunities and skills, they know I got something to fall back on, so I don't need to do all that.
You're not wrong, but then I guess that's where, and I mean, granted, that's not obviously I'm not one up in the military, but I mean, that's where the military comes into play. Is the military not an option for people? That's what got a lot of people out of poverty.
That's why I said I agree with you. And a lot of people, my uncle, he definitely he went that route himself. And he's a little bit, I think he's definitely what is he in his 60s. So yeah, he went that route because he was like, yeah, it ain't nothing here. He told me, he was like, I mean, you're pretty smart, so you probably be good. But if school don't work out, then you can go to the military route. But
right, and I know quite a few men in my age group and a little bit older that went that route because they knew that the way that they knew that hustle was going to end. It means to an end.
But I also think the requirements is different because I feel like back then you didn't have to have a high school diploma. I think you got to have a high school diploma to get in that. So if you're in and out of juvie and you don't graduate high school, you can't even do that. But I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure you need a high school diploma to. I think it's like a high school diploma, no misdemeanors or felonies.
Well, I do know of people that have gone to the military to get out of a felony, if you get where I'm going with that. So I think it depends, and I think it's a case-by-case basis in that aspect. Maybe Joe might know a little bit more as far as more recently. Like I said, I'm talking about people in the 40 and over set. But like I do, from what I understand, from what people have told me, I haven't gone, I went to college. I went to a 4-year school, so I don't know. But from what I understand, that they do work with you if you have like pending felonies or not a high school diploma or whatever the case may be. So I do think that there's ways that they, work around that. So that's all I got. I think Joe might.
And even still though, back to the crack epidemic and stuff, you have to also look at why are people consuming it. And I think that's what Brother Renaissance or Conservative was talking about. If you look at how they treat heroin and all that, because if you go to because I was I'm still certified as an EMT, and one of my friends, he's a paramedic. He moved to West Virginia. He gets paid just to give people. I don't know if you know what Narcan is.
Yep. But heroin is. But I live in Tampa Bay, outside of Tampa Bay, and white people listen. It's that heroin shit is real, it is real. So yeah.
So in West Virginia, he just moved out with his girl to West Virginia, and he literally his whole job being a paramedic is just to give out Narcan because they are getting high as fuck because they don't got no jobs and shit out in West Virginia and a lot of the Rust Belt. And it's looked at as like a mental health, like the opioid pandemic. It's looked at as a mental health type thing. But then when it comes to with black issues, it's just like, oh, they either killers or they thieves. There's no in between. No one's like, oh, well, maybe these people, if they had like mental health and shit treatment, they wouldn't be getting high as fuck all day. Because that's the same shit that's happening in West Virginia and all that.
Well, to be fair, that's what happened with the heroin thing. Like, to be fair, I'll agree with you on that. The thing is, like, when their kids started like dying and ODing, that's when they decided to do something about it. The same thing with meth, you know what I'm saying? But to bring up the whole thing in West Virginia, I'll say this, like, I'm probably getting political when I say this. Hillary Clinton did try to sell them a way out as far as coal mining, because I know coal mining was a big thing back then. So Hillary Clinton was like, hey, we have a path to education for clean energy, for wind energy, stuff like that. And they were like, no, my daddy was a coal miner. My great-great-great-granddaddy was a coal miner. I'm going to be a coal miner. Trump sold them on coal mining, and he has not opened up any mines. So it's still basically they're in the same position they were 4 years ago. So it's like you're voting against your own interest at that point. I mean, that's,
Yeah, but they'll be voting for their own interest if they voted for Biden, because he, on one hand, he said like a couple months ago he was against fracking, which is with fracking is to get natural gas. And then at the debate with Trump, he just said he was for fracking, and Kamala Harris did the same thing. She said her first day or whatever that she'd get rid of it. And then at the debate with Pence, there's no question I'm not getting rid of fracking. So that's why I don't trust either party. That's why I voted.
Well, I'm not saying anyone's like the return of anything, but I think, and that's why I said in regards to back to the original point is that I think people are allowed to change their minds and change their viewpoints. And that's what I'm saying. Like like, to be fair, and I don't know too much about who said what said. I know what you're saying, the conversation that Kamala said about fracking and all that. I get that. But what I'm saying is, could it have been because they had new information? You know what I mean?
Nah. The fracking thing, nah. That's because you have to think they're both proponents of the whole Green New Deal. So they already had to know that fracking was going to burn more fossil fuels and emit CO2 and shit. And it wasn't like they just got... Not that quickly, but I get, and I agree with you and BMT about the whole how bad. That's what I said. That's why I shared about being from Philly and stuff like that. But I know that my father didn't do any.
Oh God, you a Philly nigga? Oh, let me stop. No, stop.
He didn't do anything. He didn't murder anybody or rape anybody, nothing like that. But he just sold because that's what everybody else was doing. And it's a lot of people who that's just the route they went. And that's one of the reasons why people didn't like Kamala. Like if Biden would have picked Stacey Abrams as his VP, I would have voted for him, no question. But
I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of dudes, and it's gonna sound fucked up. A lot of dudes don't like Stacey Abrams because she's dark skinned and fat. I'm no disrespect to her, but I noticed she got a lot of heat because of her in these specific spaces, not in real world, but in YouTube world. In these specific spaces, she gets a lot of heat because of her looks. I'm gonna say that there are women that get heat because of the way they look. So with that being said, like outside of their platform, Kamala Harris was a safer choice.
Oh yeah, for to be what they call palatable, definitely.
Right.
But a lot of people didn't like Kamala because they looked at her prosecutor record and she locked up a bunch of black men for minor marijuana violations. And then I think it was some bill that was proposed where she could cut their terms. She could like help cut their terms, and she didn't do that. And that's what people had an issue with. It wasn't because she was a woman or a woman of color. I mean, some people were salty because she's like Indian and black and all that. Some people were salty, but it was because of her prosecutor.
You guys, I have to go. But if y'all would like to email me,
we're done. I was gonna say we're done. We were just waiting for you to come back.
Oh, I was always here. I was just letting y'all talk.
Oh, okay. No, we good.
Okay. All right, guys. I hope y'all did enjoy it. If y'all would like to address the crime bill, please email us here at blackbrother123@gmail.com. I know the show went over, but it's okay. Fine. I don't care. But literally, y'all tell us what y'all think of the 94 crime bill. Put in your grievances. I'm pretty sure we'll get some rebuttals of people what they think, but I really don't care.
But I think we covered everything from both sides. I mean, I can't believe I might even agree with David like a teeny tiny bit. So I mean, I think we kind of covered all bases here. I don't know what else.
We were covering stuff, and I think some people just don't know how to. You can agree to disagree and then find agreement. Just. People just don't know how to handle, certain conversations, but they'll be okay.
You got a super chat before you go from New Pack.
Thank you. Let me go check in that. Thank you, New Pack. Thank you, New Pack. Shout out to Super Mike. I know Mike. He brings in some good stuff. Like I said, you guys, we try to have the balanced conversations about a lot of stuff. I know a lot of people. Yeah. Crack affected a lot of people. Heroin affected a lot of people. Understand this. We were doing crack. Other people were doing coke. Coke is the higher value drug. And
that's a whole other conversation in and of itself.
We'll see y'all guys later. Y'all, peace. Like the video, share the video, and share the content. Y'all have a good day. Bye.